A hug that lasts at least 60 seconds will flood the body with oxytocin, which is a bonding hormone. So from time to time, other than just doing the chores, attending to the kids, going out for our regular hustle, and every other thing, just hug yourself.
Yeah.
And stay for a little while. Don't be in a hurry.
Yeah.
Don't be too in a hurry. We are too busy.
After all, it is not paid for. You've paid for the dowry once. You won't pay for that.
Well, maybe we need to start charging the men more now.
Sometimes you've been together for too long with your spouse that you don't realize when you have switched into logistics mode. You only talk about the kids, you talk about schedules, you talk about chores, talk about family, and you forget each other. On today's podcast, we're going to be talking about flirting with each other. And with me, as usual, on today's podcast is my beautiful wife,
Grace Achojis.
And I am yours, Peter Achojis. Please subscribe to this channel, click the notification button so that you get alerted whenever we post interesting episodes like this. And I would like you to share with a friend. See you after the break. You're welcome back. You don't need a very elaborate gesture. Small micro moments with your spouse can make the whole difference. Grace, I'm sure you're ready for us.
Yeah.
All right.
You know, the whole flirting with your spouse thing does not sound like our thing, especially as Africans. We believe in just doing the marriage the traditional way and just go.
Get by.
But you know, Dr. John Gottman, the relationship expert, said something. He said a hug that lasts at least 60 seconds will flood the body with oxytocin, which is a bonding hormone. So from time to time, other than just doing the chores, attending to the kids, going out for our regular hustle, and every other thing, just hug yourselves.
Yeah.
And stay for a little while. Don't be in a hurry.
Yeah.
Don't be too in a hurry. We are too busy.
After all, it is not paid for. You've paid for the dowry once. You won't pay for that.
Well, maybe we need to start charging the men more now. All right. But that is necessary. It's not for the unmarried. We have left everything romantic, everything flirting for the unmarried. And then we sit in the marriage and envy them.
Can you imagine that?
As though it is not beyond our reach.
What an irony.
It's an irony.
Yeah.
It's an irony. Hug your spouse. Hug your partner. Hold on and just be there for a little while. Yes, bond. Allow oxytocin to flow and allow bonding take place. Sometimes the love tank has gone very low. When you just do one or two of these things,
simple gesture.
This can just ignite the flame.
You know, something like catching an eye contact with your wife, let's say in a public space outside there, is only attributed to toasting, chiking, those days before marriage. It works in our marriage too. You know, you go out there, look at your spouse for a moment, and then after the person catches you, then you look away quietly. You know, or you just give a gentle smile. That works magic, you know. It's part of flirting. Yeah.
When we talk about flirting in marriage, sometimes you need to go have physical touch. Little physical touch is here and there. There was a time a lady came and met me and was telling me that what they were using to describe I and my husband when we moved into a new environment is that man and his wife that always moves together. You know, there are areas you live in or places you go to that if you move together, it is either you are not married or that is not your wife.
Actually.
Because it is believed or it's supposed that the husband and wife will not be moving together like this. Maybe they are not yet married.
Yeah.
But that's an irony.
It is.
When she told me, I laughed. And a woman met me one time and told me that people kept mocking her husband and making jest of him for always going out with her.
Mm.
Most of the time when he wants to go out, he will always go out with his wife. He will always
Mm.
go along with her, and that they made him feel he's less than a man, or there's something we call in Africa woman
Woman
rapper.
rapper, yeah.
Yes, that is woman rapper. That is a man that is not man enough. The
And
man,
they
of
get
course,
they get to extend it to when a man helps his wife with one or
Yes.
two things, the chores especially. Thank God that we are growing actually in
Yeah,
Africa
we
and we
are.
are getting better. A few years ago, if you tried it, you would be a weak man.
But the man's mom is going to start crying if she sees it. To believe
Yes.
that our son is under a siege
Mm.
or under a spell that has been casted upon him by the wife he has married
Mm.
for doing such a thing.
Yeah.
But
yeah.
that's flirting with your wife.
Yes.
You can just, while she's doing the dishes, you can just go around and hold her by the waist. Just hold her from behind and watch her do what she's doing.
Yes.
That's flirting.
Actually, that's flirting. That's
flirting.
flirting.
Yeah.
And sometimes giving some compliment, even the normal compliment is a problem for a lot of men, not to now talk of some special compliment. Now, when I'm saying special, I'm not talking about some compliments that can only be created by scholars. First of all, let's learn to give the normal compliments. I love your hair. I love your dress. I love your looks and all of that. But every once in a while, let's go a little step further. When you tell your man, I love your problem solving ability. You know how to get your way out. A man that wants to feel like a man feels like, wow, this is good. You get it? That's a very powerful compliment. And when you tell your wife, there's a way you style your hair. It's just out of this world. Now that's just beyond the you look good kind of compliment.
Yeah.
It shows that you have thought about something that is good and you have spoken it. And I used to say something about giving compliments to people. Sometimes people say, I did not see anything to compliment. That's not true. That's because you are focusing on negatives.
Yeah.
If you, and somebody would say, is it every time that you compliment? Why don't you tell the person the truth sometimes? The thing is that most people are aware of their negatives. And when you remind them about their negatives, it demoralizes them, diminishes their self-confidence. Every time you give a compliment, it builds up morale. It makes the person want to do better. Now, that's not, of course, there is a thin line between compliment and flattery.
Yeah.
We should not allow it get to flattery. When you give honest compliments most of the time, and when you want to correct something, you are most likely to do it in love and put it in a way that does not offend the person. And it is easy to accept such correction when it is done in love. And when you shower compliments, not every time you have something to correct, you have something negative to say, learn to give compliments too. Yeah.
We must learn from our brother, Songs of Solomon. We must learn from our brother Solomon in the Bible, in Songs of Solomon. When you hear the kind of things he says, that was even then.
Yes, a lot of persons will say,
I'm
a believer, I cannot be saying romantic things, I cannot flirt about flirting with words. Sometimes, if it is with your spouse,
it is okay.
Get a little vulgar. Every once in a while, get a little vulgar. The things behind the scene, you can talk about them as long as, it's permitted. It's part of the flirting that we're talking about.
All right, the next thing we want to talk about is that you should learn to relax together, away from distractions. Sometimes just relax away from all the many other things that get to distract us. Just together. You might not be even doing anything. Just rest on each other and just relax. You can watch movies. You can just relax and talk. You can just be there doing nothing.
Yeah, very
just
important.
Just cuddling, doing nothing.
Yeah.
Relax together. It will bond. It will flirt. That's flirting. Flirt with each other. Relax. Rest on each other.
Drop messages in certain places. You can write. I know letters have been replaced with a lot of modern ways of communication, like the WhatsApp, the text messages, the emails, and the rest of them. But I know it's not popular. You drop an email message for your wife for a compliment. you send a WhatsApp message, but you can also do the old school way. Write a letter, put it in an envelope, and send it to her. If she's somebody that goes to an office, you can mail it to her office. You can use a third party to deliver such a thing. You get it? And then you can use some extraordinary text messages, a message that just says something beyond that ordinary thing. Yeah, those are special ways of flirting with each other, Yeah.
That's beautiful.
Mhm.
Learn to recreate your first date
Yeah.
or the first time you ever went out together. Recreate it. Talk about sometimes the good old days too. Yes, talk about how it used to be. It can also spark something in the present. Do something, recreate it again, and make it come alive. Make it look like it's happening all afresh again.
You can be that same master strategist at work. The way you sat down, sometimes to cram lines to go and tell her how beautiful she is and how much you want her. You can sit down and put your mind to work, create those things and say them, do them again. They just spark up something that you cannot tell.
And the ladies should learn to still bring your mind to the baby girl setting.
Very
Because
important.
sometimes, because you are no longer that babe, as he's saying these things, I just wondering, what? Papa Maka, what's that one? What are you doing? And then it's not making any sense. It's not even
They have called you Mama Nkechi until your dressing now looks Mama Nkechi. There should be something about you that should look. That is why a lot couples should make it intentional to call themselves certain names. It is important.
Get names.
Stop calling her Mama Nkechi. Stop calling him Papa
John.
Papa John. Stop calling him Papa John. Call him some nice things. It's good for your relationship.
Yeah.
It spices up something. Yeah.
You know, the emphasis on going out with your wife cannot be overemphasized. If she is not looking like what would represent you,
what
then
you'd be
not done
proud
enough.
of out there.
You are not doing enough.
And if you take her out long enough, you would want her to look like you want.
Yeah.
So part of it is because you can't even remember the last time you had a date. Set up a date. By the time you're going for a date, your wife is thinking about what to wear, and if you're not pleased with
if you don't like that kind, get her the
kind that you want.
Yeah.
Get her the one you want. Those dresses that those young girls wear that always makes you turn. Let her wear them for you. All right. There are other interesting things you can do. Of course, you're passing by your wife. Tap on the butt is part of flirting.
Yeah.
It's part of flirting. Stealing her food, running away with it is part of flirting.
Yeah.
You get it? Those secret touches, even in partially public places, touches under the table, all of those things that you see naughty people do. Sometimes you do the naughty things. They have a way of spicing up relationships.
Is your spouse after all.
After all, it doesn't have to be that official moment and all of that. And lastly, the golden rule in all of this is to ensure that when flirting is the idea, it does not have to end in intimacy.
Yeah.
Just flirt and do your things as part of normal life.
Yeah.
With this, we've come to the end of today's podcast, and I'm super excited that you stayed through with us, Grace.
Yeah, we look forward to having you again.
Now, meanwhile, subscribe, like, share with friends. Tell them about this podcast. It will bless them. See you next time.